2 cars were hired for the tracking and killing of Quando Rondo, but the mistake was that the OTF members used a credit card belonging to Lil Durk's group. These suspected killers also left just enough evidence that has recently been found. Now, police say that the license plates of the cars were fake. But what else was discovered? And why have prosecutors slammed new charges on the rapper? Here's how much everything has changed and why. What FBI discovered in Lil Durk's cars. It is no news that Lil Durk has been slammed with more than 1 felony charge, but what many may not know is how the FBI were able to stick these charges on him. The law enforcement connected the dots following an intense investigation, particularly involving some hired cars that linked them to the OTF family. The 19-page indictment document showed that the feds had evidence of the colors of the cars as well as its occupants. Court documents suggest that all 5 men implicated in the murder-for-hire case, namely Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Asa Houston, David Brian Lindsay, and Keith Jones tailed their target for several hours leading up to the fatal shooting. But first, they made a seemingly concrete plan on how to end the life of Quando Rondo inside his black SUV, Escalade, in Los Angeles, California. On August 18, 2022, after booking a room in Universal City Hotel, Grant hired 2 cars from a rental company. One was a white BMW sedan, while the other was a white Infiniti sedan, both bearing fake license plates. Grant, who did most of the purchasing and organizing, also provided the rest of the crew with firearms, which included fully automatic machine guns. Traveling in the BMW and Infiniti, the suspected killers first trailed Quando Rondo to a downtown hotel where he was staying for his trip to LA. Then, on August 19, 2022, the OTF crew tailed Rondo's black Escalade to 2 different locations using the rented white vehicle. First location was a marijuana dispensary on Flower Street in LA, and later on, they tailed their target to a clothing store on Melrose Avenue in West Hollywood, California. During their movement to the clothing store, all 3 vehicles, Quando Rondo's black Escalade, the OTF's white Infiniti, and BMW were captured on camera. As the day progressed, the suspected killers trailed the black Escalade to a Beverly gas station. Once they stopped at this location, Houston drove the Infiniti to an alley around the gas station where he packed. According to the indictment, Jones and Lindsay positioned themselves at a hidden distance and fired multiple shots at Quando Rondo in a bid to end his life. Photos showed the shooters positioned in different locations while aiming their weapons. Their faces were hidden behind ski masks that had been purchased by Grant. Once they believed that they had eliminated their target, the men raced away from the scene in the Infiniti and BMW. In the court document, prosecutors revealed that all 5 of them reunited in a hamburger restaurant in Los Angeles County. There, the men discussed the job, including payments to Jones and Lindsay for what they considered a job well done. Court documents claimed that a person identified as Conspirator 2 was in the meeting and that the person facilitated the purchase of airline tickets from San Diego, California to Chicago, Illinois for Wilson, Jones, Houston, Lindsay, and himself. That same day, they all flew back to Chicago. Now let's circle back to Quando Rondo's reality while all of this was going on. The younger rapper was unaware that he was being followed throughout his time in LA until the shooting happened. But while the suspects thought that they killed Quando Rondo, they didn't. Instead, they completely missed their target while hitting his cousin, Lil Pab, whose real name is Xavier Robinson. The pair had just finished pumping gas when they got ambushed by the masked gunmen. Quando Rondo immediately reached out to the Los Angeles Police Department, who responded to the scene. Once they arrived, one of the officers tried to move him aside for questioning, while the others attended to the injured man. As the officer continued his interrogation, another policeman motioned for the driver to come closer, while other officers moved Lil Pab's body away from the vehicle. This was the moment the reality of the situation caught up with Quando Rondo, and he exclaimed, Sadly, Quando, who did little to contain his emotions, watched his friend die. Sources confirmed that the victim was rushed to the hospital where he was confirmed dead. At the time, Lieutenant John Radke of the Los Angeles Police claimed that the shooters had fled in a vehicle, and the police were yet to decide on the motive for the death. Interestingly, Lil Pab was brutally killed less than a week before he was scheduled to appear in a Chatham County Superior Court on RICO charges that have been brought against him since 2019. The deceased, alongside 10 other defendants, were accused of going on a 9-month-long crime spree that included burglary, theft, evading the police, and cruelty to children. Following Lil Pab's death, Quando Rondo shared a since-deleted heartfelt tribute. Afterward, his representative explained that the rapper did not sustain any injuries during the shooting and that he was safe. However, Quando Rondo wanted his privacy respected. Someone who seemed not to get the memo was Lil Durk, who saw this as the perfect moment to get one over his rival. Shortly after the ugly shooting incident, Durk sensationally released a diss track where he taunted Quando Rondo's reaction to watching his cousin die by multiple gunshot wounds. To the world of drill music, this might have passed on as normal gangster behavior, but according to the investigators, Durk only put the spotlight on himself. In the indictment, the prosecutors claimed that the OTF founder released a song that aimed at commercializing the shooting episode. In the lyrics, Lil Durk referred to a news report that showed Quando Rondo screaming the words "no" as he watched the lifeless body of his cousin being taken out of the car. Later in the song, Durk suggests that he has the exact location of his rival and orders the hit when he raps. "Told me they got an addy, go. Told me they got location, go. Green light, go, go, go. Look on the news and you see your son, you're screaming, no, no." The whole thing begins to make more sense if one decides to look at the alleged operations of the OTF. According to prosecutors, the group had Lil Durk as its undisputed master. There, the rapper would place bounties on certain individuals that he wanted dead. The benefits to doing his bidding included payment in cash and being rewarded with lucrative music deals or opportunities affiliated with the group. What Lil Durk did not know was that he was going to get caught, especially since the feds had an informant in his group. Remember when we talked about the conspirator too? Well, this guy OTF Jam was allegedly a member of Durk's empire. He had wine and dined with them all, and even had a special place in Durk's heart, as the rapper gifted him with thousands of dollars to begin life again after coming out of jail. OTF Jam had been in and out of prison before getting accepted by the OTF family. But sources have recently confirmed that his bromance with the crew was all to get as much info for the feds. Once they had enough, the feds moved in on all 5 suspects, arresting them in Chicago on October 24th. 2024 in a 4-count grand jury indictment. Having caught wind of his associates' predicaments, Lil Durk rightly predicted that he would be next and tried to escape the country. The rapper allegedly booked 3 international flights in an attempt to somehow confuse the law enforcement officers. One of the flights was a one-way trip to Dubai, connecting through Doha, Qatar. Another was for Switzerland, connecting through New Jersey. The third was a private jet scheduled to fly to Italy. Lil Durk's escape plan was eventually thwarted when he was arrested by federal agents in South Florida, in a Miami airport just an hour before the jet was scheduled to depart. That same day, he was detained in the Broward County Jail, Florida. FBI agent Sarah Corcoran said via affidavit that the OTF members engaged in crimes including murder at the direction of Lil Durk. According to her, these members complied with these demands to maintain their status or relevance. Following his arrest, Lil Durk was immediately charged with murder for hire, while he was later transported to federal custody. Recently, the rapper was also added as the lead defendant in an indictment of the already charged 5 co-defendants. The court maintains that if found guilty, these suspects could face a statutory maximum sentence of life in federal prison. While there is yet to be a verdict on the murder for hire charge slammed against Lil Durk, the rapper now faces other felony charges. New charges brought against Lil Durk. The Laugh Now Cry Later rapper, who was recently slammed with a murder for hire charge, now has more to worry about. Recall that the arrest is in connection to a 2022 shooting in a gas station, which is believed to be in retaliation for King Von's 2020 murder, but we will get to that part in a bit. As for the new charges, court documents suggest that he has been charged with a superseding federal indictment with 2 additional felony charges against him. Apart from the federal murder conspiracy charge, the Department of Justice says that Lil Durk now faces 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death. The other is a count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance to a crime of violence resulting in death. Following his previous arrest, a federal magistrate, judge in Miami ruled against any bond, and he is currently being held in a Miami jail. This is to stand until the suspect is transferred to Los Angeles, where he will be tried. According to reports, the 5 suspected killers are currently being held in federal custody in Illinois following their initial court appearance in Chicago. They are being charged with 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. Although several snitching reports have trailed the group since their arrest, none of the 6 suspects, who will be arraigned in Los Angeles in the coming weeks, have entered a plea deal. While Durk has spent years vigorously fighting the label that OTF is a violent gang, the group just can't seem to stay out of trouble. The group is also implicated in a separate case involving the slaying of Durk's rival FBG Duck. As expected, Durk has denied any involvement in FBG Duck's murder, but the feds are convinced that this isn't the case. Akil Davis, Davis, the assistant director of FBI Los Angeles Field, claimed that the OTF crew was responsible for all manners of violent acts which were inexcusable. Over the years, the group has been caught in a cycle of violence and revenge, with the alleged motive behind the attempted killing of Quando Rondo being a retaliatory attack for King Von's murder. With the group growing more brazen in their illegal activities, law enforcement agents were forced to collaborate to bring them down. According to Los Angeles Police Chief Dominic Choi, the final arrest of Lil Durk was a result of the joint efforts from different law enforcement agencies to prove that indeed he was guilty of Lil Pab's murder. While addressing the press, Choi claimed it was the culmination of the combined efforts of our partners in the U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, and LAPD's Operations West Bureau homicide detectives who discovered that Durk D, aka Lil Durk, was involved in this heinous murder. Now let's circle back to the murder of King Von, which supposedly sparked this powerful hatred to end the life of another man. It all started out with Von, an affiliate of Lil Durk and a Sini of the OTF record label, stepping on the hate treadmill against Quando Rondo. Interestingly, things weren't always acrimonious between both rappers. In fact, there are enough pictures and videos of the two rappers cooling off with each other to suggest that they were once friends, or at least shared a mutual respect for each other. At the time, Quando Rondo was also a Sini of rapper NBA Youngboy's record label, Never Broke Again. Initially, things appeared cool between all parties, but in the world of drill rap music, nothing stays the same for too long. Apparently, something happened behind the scenes that forced King Von to take the first shot at Youngboy. In an Instagram live, Von could be seen in a car that had Youngboy playing in the background, and he said, "Man, what TF is YB talking about, man? He ain't really like that. You got caps in your raps." Although taken as a joke by many, Von's utterances sparked an online back and forth between him and Youngboy that soon took a sour turn when Von shared a picture of himself and Youngboy's ex-girlfriend, Jania. Although Jania tried to calm things down by explaining that they were only doing a song together, hours later, Youngboy shared a cryptic post with the caption saying, "I'ma have my son fuck your daughter since you trolling, bitch." Youngboy would later release a snippet with Von's ex-Asian doll. The collaboration seemed to have angered the rapper as he took to Twitter with various amounts of tweets stating, "That new shit y'all got garbage. Try again, MF. And I got some shit on y'all baby moms that would make you not want to claim your kids and shit." As things got deeply personal, Quando Rondo soon got dragged into the whole beef, and he understandably took the side of his label boss. Before long, Rondo and Von were throwing jabs at each other, with each party threatening to beat each other up if they even crossed paths. Well, they finally got their moment when they bumped into each other in the parking lot of Atlanta nightclub Monaco Hookah Lounge on November 6, 2020. Nothing has been said of what transpired inside the lounge, but surveillance footage clearly showed that Von, who was dressed in an all-white apparel, had first attacked Quando Rondo. He was also engaged in a brawl with another person from Quando Rondo's side. Unfortunately, what started as mere trading of words between the rappers online quickly escalated into a deadly shootout. At some point during the shooting, police officers arrived and engaged both parties in a bid to stop the shooting. King Von was somehow able to flee the scene in a private vehicle, but he arrived at a hospital moments later with several bullet wounds. About 24 hours later, it was confirmed that King Von passed away during surgery. At the time, the authorities arrested and charged Timothy Leaks, aka Lil Tim, an affiliate of Quando Rondo. Although he had sustained some injuries during the altercation and was receiving treatment in a hospital in Atlanta, he was charged with felony murder. Although murder is a non-bondable offense in the state of Georgia, Lil Tim was able to appeal his case to the Superior Court and was granted the option of bond. After posting a $100,000 bond in April 2021, there was still more good news for Lil Tim as the charges against him were eventually dropped in August 2023. His lawyer Noah Pines claimed that the prosecutors dropped the charges after he proved that his actions were in self-defense. In the meantime, Quando Rondo went all out with his friendship with Lil Tim. He made a song expressing gratitude while adding that he would die for him, just like how Lil Tim put his life on the line for him when he got attacked by King Von. In an interview with DBG Media, Rondo explained that they were brothers, emphasizing the depth of their cordial relationship.
It's a lot of people go through certain stuff, and it don't take that much for them to notice it's only us. We ain't got nobody else.
But all this only set a template for the OTF's next line of action. However, to an extent, fans may have also played a key role in how this feud descended into a dark realm. Shortly after King Von's death, fans began to use the hashtag #SlideForKingVon, which was them literally urging Lil Durk to seek out revenge against those they perceived were his killers. While this may have just been the regular online banner for many of the fans pushing the hashtag, Durk's lyrics increasingly pointed to something sinister heading the way of Rondo. In his song, Ah Ha, Lil Durk warned Quando Rondo of being backdoored. Via his lyrics, he goes, "I can have your homie set you up. His a middleman. In a different song, Lil Durk confirmed that there was a retaliation that happened in the summertime, and coincidentally, Lil Pab was shot on August 19th. He raps, "Y'all don't play like you ain't who we spanked back in the summertime. Spanked him late, but get back ain't got a date cause he don't come outside. Who got shot down on the other side." Another detail that points to Lil Durk having a hand in Lil Pab's death is a post from an OTF member explaining that Lil Pab died from a headshot wound even before news of his death surfaced. This could only mean that the OTF was there during the shooting or they were actively involved. More recently, Brick Baby, an affiliate of Lil Durk, confidently affirmed that there was no need for fans to keep up with the Slide for Von hashtag during an April 2024 interview with DJ Academics. While commenting on the Slide for Von hashtag, Brick Baby said,
"Oh yeah,
Slide for Von, right?
Nobody.
Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, because of no. Like
They
who died?
say you can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Or who?
Nah, cause Lil Pab.
Oh.
Lil Durk held the same sentiment during his 2023 interview with DJ Academics. The media persona asked him about the Slide for Von hashtags used to suggest a revenge attack, and he confirmed that he didn't see them anymore.
What are you talking about? By the Slide for Von comments. I don't know if people still say it.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more. For some odd reason. I don't know.
At the time of the interview, fans didn't read much into Lil Durk's comments, but after the clip resurfaced following Durk's arrest, fans have been busy connecting the dots. While some of the fans noted that the cold look on Durk's face gave him away, others highlighted the look on the host's face, claiming that it was a moment of realization. For them, they believed Durk claiming he wasn't seeing the comments anymore meant he had done something about it, and so had moved on to other things. Unfortunately for Durk's fans, prosecutors seem to have enough material evidence that proves Lil Durk is the #1 guilty party who truly placed a bounty on Quando Rondo's head. The big question is if he will beat this case or be made to face a prison sentence if convicted. Meanwhile, Jones and Houston were scheduled for a hearing this week, while the other 3 OTF members waived their right to a hearing in Chicago, and they will be sent to Los Angeles. Lil Durk, facing life behind bars. As mentioned earlier, Lil Durk is facing more than one charge following his alleged involvement in the shooting of Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pab. While all 6 suspects remain in Miami and are yet to be transferred to Los Angeles, the OTF founder, alongside 5 others, Jones, Houston, Lindsay, Grant, and Wilson, are yet to be convicted of any killing. However, if found guilty of the crimes they're being charged with, what awaits them is a maximum life sentence. According to SBBL Law, a criminal defense law firm in Michigan, penalties associated with crimes such as a federal felony got murder for hire includes 3 different penalties, but this is largely dependent on the facts of the case. If a person is actually killed, the penalty is life in prison or the death penalty, and up to a $250,000 fine. If a person suffers personal injury, the penalty ranges from 0 to 20 years in prison and or a fine. If there is no death or serious injury, the penalty ranges from 0 to 10 years in prison and or a fine. But the rapper is no stranger to legal troubles. In 2019, Lil Durk faced several felony charges, including criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, participation in criminal street gang activity, possession of firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of firearm by a convicted felon for his suspected role in a shooting. This was after a man was shot in the leg following an argument between a group in the parking lot of the Varsity on Spring Street. In May 2019, Lil Durk reduced his touring time to report to the Fulton County Jail. Following the 2019 shooting, both Lil Durk and King Von were charged and they both appeared in court. However, in 2022, the OTF founder was soon acquitted. According to Durk's lawyer, Manny Aurora, his client was innocent and he vowed to try to get the charges erased from Lil Durk's records since it was never proven, and the prosecutors decided not to pursue the case. It has been 3 years since these dropped charges, and unfortunately for Lil Durk, he is dealing with a new batch of charges which prosecutors hope to prove this time. However, meanwhile, in the outside world, the rapper is fast losing recognition. Lil Durk was given the key to the village of Broadview, but this honorary gesture was soon retracted following his arrest. The village did not hide their reason. In fact, they maintained their desire to end any partnership with the rapper's nonprofit Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. In an emailed statement, the mayor Katrina Thompson shared, "While the American system of justice grants everyone the presumption of innocence until proven proven guilty in a court of law, in the village of Broadview, the court of public opinion of residents has even higher moral and ethical standards of behavior, and our public partners must also reflect the same uncompromising standards demanded by our residents. Given the news that Lil Durk Banks has been arrested in Florida and charged with murder for hire, the village of Broadview is withdrawing our honorary key to the village granted to Durk and is terminating our partnership agreement with his youth organization, Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. As mayor, protecting Broadview's interests and upholding the values of residents is job number one. Following the news of losing the key to his beloved city, Chicago, fans could not help but spot the similarities between Lil Durk and Diddy's case. Although the former isn't charged with Diddy-like parties including freak-offs and sex trafficking among other charges, he too just lost the city. Meanwhile, when Diddy's indictment was unsealed, the Bad Boys Records owner had the key to his city seized. Initially, Diddy was given the city to New York by Mayor Eric Adams. One fan posted, "Lil Durk had the keys to the city of Chicago and P. Diddy had the key to New York. Stop giving rappers keys to your city, LOL." Another added, "Why are rappers getting keys in the first place?" A third fan also noted, "They donate and give back a lot to the city, that's why they get a key." But regardless of what some critics think, a handful of fans are still in support of Lil Durk. For them, their favorite rapper does not belong behind bars. This movement has initiated the hashtag #FreeLilDurk. Surprisingly, it is trending across different continents. Yes, different countries of the world, even in places Lil Durk has yet to tour. A few days after his arrest, some Ghanaian youths took to the streets of Ghana to protest his imprisonment. They printed the words OTF on a banner and on their shirts. While some wore all-black apparel looking gloomy, others simply sang and danced to the song being played. A Nigerian artist named Burna Boy also displayed his loyalty to Lil Durk by posting Free Smirk online. An Asian fan also joined the trend by hoisting the hashtag #FreeLilDurk on his page after sharing a photo of the rapper. However, for one fan named Sneeko, it was deeper than a trending hashtag. Sneeko shared a clip where he was shouting "Free Lil Durk," but went on to say why the rapper was arrested.
Free Durk! Free Little Durk! He didn't do it. He didn't do it. They're arresting him because he's a Muslim.
Regardless of the overwhelming support, not everyone believes that Lil Durk doesn't deserve to be locked up, especially not Charleston White. Recall that the controversial comedian had so much to say following King Von's death. Well, he even linked up with Von's shooter, Lil Tim, after the tragedy. Following Lil Durk's arrest, White showed a resounding joy while taunting the rapper.
So ain't nobody laughing at Durk. Now it ain't funny. Now your favorite rapper go to jail and look like he got a no bond like me.
Next, Charleston, who was once in jail, gives fans a rundown of what Lil Durk might experience if he is sentenced to prison in California.
It's gonna be hard on his because they're gonna be trying to extort him because they know he got money. He might have to pay for a little protection. You know what? He might be all right because he joined Assalamu Alaikum.
Speaking of the Islamic faith, Lil Durk did turn to it months before getting arrested. On August 18, 2024, Lil Durk announced his new faith via Instagram. He wrote the caption, "Don't label me nothing outside of a man, a father, and a 1000% Muslim, The Voice." The rapper went on about his new faith via Instagram story, claiming that he was not going to be involved in gang rivalry. Lil Durk even insisted that his followers turn a new leaf. In his words, "I don't gangbang, I'm a Muslim." Basically, what I was saying on my post in so many words, you can't do both, I'ma be the one who say it. So if you follow me as a brother, a friend, an icon, follow me to my new chapter of life. The whole journey for a new life began in 2022. During an interview with Rolling Stone, the rapper declared war against violence in Chicago. The Chicago native insisted that he was thinking of ideas to bring people in the city together and mitigate the chaos and rivalry. A few months before the interview, Lil Durk proved that he was indeed touring on the right path by being more committed to his woman, India Royale. Amid several on and off moments in their romance, the 32-year-old proposed to his longtime girlfriend in front of thousands of people. While attending his concert in his hometown in Chicago, he went on one knee to pop the question. Amid the loud screams and cheers, Royale accepted the proposal. She then went on to make a post about it. Royale, who is also a mom to Lil Durk's daughter, has proven to be supportive of her man. Even though their perfect family life seems to be toppled over due to Lil Durk's arrest, she has stuck by his side. After the rapper was taken into custody, Royale was spotted outside the courthouse. Fans were excited by the steadfast love between the two, and many claimed that Lil Durk did get the real one. Despite the hardship he might be going through, Royale's support points to the fact that Lil Durk does have a shoulder to rely on. If you enjoyed this clip and would like to stay ahead with what's trendy in the celebrity world, click on the card showing on the screen.